welcome to the Crafty Mini, and today we're going to make the last part of the wizard's box and do the final reveal. So starting off, I was going to make the hand and eye of Vecna, which is it's a piece from Dungeons & Dragons. It's pretty cool. So I was starting off with basic foil armature, masking tape just to get the shape. I've covered a thin layer of Fimo clay and then gone in and added a few details, some bumps and lumps. And you'll see I don't go into too much detail on this bit because of what's going to come in later on. But absolute fun making this, getting into that Halloween spirit. So there is the hand and eye of Vecna. So this will go into the oven to bake. I've put a little recess into the eye just so I can do the pupil later on. But after it comes out the oven, it's cooled down. Just give it a green coat first of all. Just get this all over. This is the base colour, and you'll see why I'm not too worried about the paint job on the actual hand itself, and this is why. So started off with a bandage, soaked it in some brown and green paint, watered down, let that dry, and then I've rolled it up, split some of the, put holes in it, and then I've split it into two. This will give me a nice thin bandage that I'm going to wrap around the hand itself, and this will do most of the work for the detail, texture, things like that. And it'll hide areas that I've not bothered to put too much detail with the painting, which we'll see now. So I'll just go around quite haphazardly, cut it off in areas if I need to, fold it through fingers. Yeah, it's like a mummified hand. It just looks nasty. Now this also could be used for if you want to do like a cool little gimmick thing for Halloween as well. This is something you can do, it's quite easy to do. If you haven't got clay, you could do paper mache over the foil as well. But yeah, really simple, easy, fun. And it's pretty gruesome when it's done. So taking my time, just going into areas, round fingers. If I need to cut a small section off just to wrap around an individual finger, I'll do that as well. Which I think you see here actually. I take a small amount. It's all got frayed edges as well, which just adds to it the fact that it's, it's old and decrepit and probably been sitting in some dank dungeon somewhere for a while. But just a bit of glue and pop it over and wrap it round. As long as you leave it to dry fully, it's absolutely fine. But it looks, just there on its own, it looks pretty good. And now with all the painting and things on top that we're going to do. So where the exposed foil is, they're sort of like bones. And again, it's a really simple paint job. Just put I think it's Vallejo dark sand. I'll pop on all of these on the fingertips. And where I've gouged out some wounds in the clay. And just get all that paint down. And this is just going to add more sort of layers and texture as normal. And if it's too bright at the moment, don't worry, because we'll wash all this down. So some of the gouges in the hand itself that I did. So pop some into there, because obviously these would have a bit of exposed bones, sinew, muscles, things like that. Even areas there, I've put a deliberate hole in the clay. Even though you won't see it as much, it just, again, it adds to it. And it's just absolute fun to make this. And you could do other body parts as well, I suppose, with the same method. We've got Halloween coming up, and I will be doing more things like this. I'm going to do some paper mache because it's a nice cheap alternative, and just to show you that you can do stuff like this on the cheap. You don't need polymer clay and all this sort of fancy paints and stuff. And you'll see with the paint job on this, it is very, very rough, very quick. So just slap in this. This is a Resin flesh shade, which again you could just use really watered down acrylic paint for this, like an off red. Add a bit of brown to it. And then the eye, just glue that into the middle. And because if those have seen it in like the Dungeons & Dragons books, the hand and eye of Vecna, so it's an artifact that you can get in the game. And so traditionally the picture's there with the hand in the middle of the palm. So big eyeball, so I wanted UV resin, make it pop and look glossy when the light hits it. So just in the middle, and all I've done is just an off brown for the iris of the eye, and then add a bit of Resin flesh shade around the edge just to muck up the white of the eye where it's meeting the actual hand itself. So now going in with some blood effects paint. Again, you can do this even cheaper, so red acrylic and gloss varnish, and it'll do the exact same effect. And just dabbing this on quite loosely. You see I have a bit of an issue with the gluing of the actual eyeball. I didn't leave it to dry long enough. But just going into the areas really rough. If I spill over, it's fine. If it goes onto the bandage, even better, because it's going to look like it's been bleeding through and it's been rotting and all that good stuff. And I just go in really, really slapdash, because again we'll put another wash over this just to dull it all down. And you'll see there I even wipe the brush on the actual bandage itself. because you know you want all this nasty bits of sinew and flesh and things. And then I've just gone in with a lighter orange, again with the gloss varnish, and that's it. That's the hand and eye of Vecna. I'm really happy with that. It's a cool little addition, which when it goes into the actual box, it's going to look good when it's all together. So this is the Resin flesh shade just around the rim of the eye again, just to dirty it up, and then I'll go in with my finger and just smudge at the top part of that out. But that's it. I'm really happy with that. Cool, simple, effective. Again, you can do it with paper mache if you haven't got polymer clay, don't worry. We'll do some of these in October actually. And this is the finished thing. So the Wizard's box, I'm really happy with this. So we've got the troll hide in its nice little bottle. Looking pretty cool. This is weird little chopstick things. The Shoggoth larvae in its jar with its ecosystem. Quite happy with that one actually. It's given me an idea for another project. Got some bits of string, a little bag of coins. Again, the astral gems and the refined angel tears in their little jars. It's nice, and obviously little things like with gems being loose, it adds an audible effect to it as well. Yeah, and then we've got obviously got the key, ritual candles, all that sort of stuff. And when it's all together as well, it does look good when you open it, I must say. I'm really happy with this. That's the two little candles in a little bag, ritual candles, bag of gems, the key of remembering, just a cool little thing, a little ornate key. And then in the main part we've got the scroll that came with the wand, just because I wanted to keep that. Shout out to Wandful Creations actually, that's the company who made the wand. And thank you to the Rev for buying it me for my birthday, much appreciated mate. Then we've got the runes, and then of course the hand and eye of Vecna, which it really does pop. It looks good when it's in there. It's a nice addition, and of course not forgetting the wand itself in its sheath on the underside of the upper lid. So yeah, all in all, really happy with this project. It's been a good bit of fun, a nice change creatively. It's just, you know, it's got my sort of creative mind going in different directions, which is good. Especially with the hand and the eye, with Halloween coming, we can do some gruesome stuff. But yeah, really enjoyed this. I hope you guys have too. Thank you very much for watching. Now you'll notice that I've not done any mentioning about the hood ornament. That's for a deliberate reason. So for anyone who's played, my friends who have subscribed to the channel and watched these videos, you've played my D&D campaigns and you know the White Forest of Zeben. That's a little nod to that, which I might be doing in a future video, calling like war stories or something, looking at old D&D campaigns that we've done. Getting out all the maps and the props that we've made over the years, even some of the old character sheets. If that's something you want to have a look at, just leave a comment in the description below. But again, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye bye.